What's going on, lads? How are we? Welcome back to the Cop Logic channel. It is this fella with a video here for you today. Wow, it's been so long since I've done an intro, but it feels so right. It feels so good to be back. And you're in luck because with me today, I bring a transfer video. Think of it as like a late Christmas gift from the guys at Cop Logic to you lot. So you're welcome. Merry Christmas. So unless you live under a rock, you should realise by now that the January or winter transfer window is currently open. And with Liverpool top of the league, let me say that again. And with Liverpool top of the league, it is a great opportunity for us to strengthen our squad and get reinforcements, or even sell some deadwood fringe players. Not that I think there's any in the squad at the moment, but basically today I'm going to go through and do a transfer roundup. Now, if you haven't seen one of our transfer roundups before, we just take all of the existing links and rumours around Liverpool, incomings, outgoings, contracts, anything like that, and we just check the credibility of them, check how reliable they are and how likely they are to happen. And don't you worry, we'll obviously keep you up to date on the transfer window as it goes on throughout the month anyway, but this is just a nice little roundup to get us kick-started into the transfer news. Let's get into these rumours, lads. So I'm going to look at outgoings first because so far I can only find one rumour, and that comes from Mailsport. They're reporting that Tottenham are allegedly eyeing up Liverpool defender Joe Gomez in order to strengthen their centre-back position. Now, as far as Tottenham looking to strengthen the centre-back position goes, I do believe that bit. Like, I believe Romero is currently injured, and if not, he's picking up red cards like they're fashionable. And Van de Ven is currently injured with either an ACL or a hamstring injury. I can't remember which one, but they are weak at the back. So that bit I can believe, but the bit I don't believe is going to happen is that Gomez goes to Tottenham. Not only would we not sell to Tottenham, not because we think they're title rivals with us by any means, but we just don't like to strengthen anyone around us in that area. So like anyone in the top half of the table, we probably wouldn't sell to, unless a stupidly unrealistic bid came in, of course, but I don't see Tottenham doing that. But also because Joe Gomez is in fine form right now. Not only is he getting minutes finally, but he's being deployed as a fullback. First of all, as a right back to help with Ross rotating Trent. But now with this injury crisis we've got on the left back role, he's playing there as well, and he's playing brilliantly. Like, it's not like we just deployed him there and he's doing a job. He's playing really well. Like, he's been a bit of an unsung hero so far this season. He's just come in, he's done his job, and he's gone home. I just don't see us selling Gomez while he's in this run of form. So in terms of them eyeing up Gomez to try and buy him, I can believe it. But will it happen? I severely doubt it. Now, this one I'm going to look at now is an incoming, but it's, in my opinion, equally as unlikely. And that is that certain people on here want to suggest that Dom Solanke could make a possible return to Liverpool. Oh, you can't write it. You can't write it. You can't write this shit up. Like, it's just impossible. They've reported that once we sold Dom Solanke to Bournemouth, we included not only a sell-on clause, but a buyback clause as well, courtesy of Michael Edwards. And I just want to say, not only I'm not sure, by the way, if there was ever a buyback clause inserted in there, but I do know that Dom Solanke did sign a new contract with Bournemouth in September 2023. So even if there was one in there originally, the chances are it's not there anymore. I doubt they would have looked over a new contract and kept a buyback clause in for Liverpool in that contract. But this was always bound to happen. You know, ex-Liverpool player hit a nice run of form in the Premier League. It's going to happen with that Taiwo Awoniyi as well. Like, as soon as he starts scoring goals for fun, of course he's going to be linked back to us. In fact, that might have already happened, to be fair. But also, we've got Darwin Núñez as our striker, and if we're not happy with him in a game, then we can put Jota in there, or we can even move Gakpo, we can try Salah and Diaz in there. We don't need another attacker that's a striker, primarily. Also, some people are just suited to be in certain teams. With Bournemouth, they can put in certain players that benefit the striker or the midfielders or the wingers better. But we're not going to swap out Salah because we need a right winger to support Dom Solanke at the striker role. We're not going to do it. So I think this one is unlikely because the buyback clause, if ever existed, probably doesn't anymore. We've got strikers galore that we can use. And some people just aren't at the level of Liverpool. What I find hilarious about this news actually is that this came out primarily from someone who, let's just say, has a lot of terrible takes and was actually not long ago berating Darwin Núñez, but has hinted at the fact that a return for Dominic Solanke might be beneficial for us. And it just baffles me because it's like, how do you decide that Darwin Núñez isn't good enough but Dom Solanke can be? I don't know, but anyway, let's move on to one that might be a little bit more reliable. So the next one is actually a left back, and it is Fulham's Antonee Robinson. A US men's national team Twitter page has reported that Liverpool have made contact with Fulham over the possibility of signing the US men's national team defender Antonee Robinson in January, and report that he's open to the move. They go on to say that with Kostas Tsimikas and Antonee Robinson out with injuries, Jurgen Klopp's side has no natural left backs at their disposal, which is true. Graham Bailey has also reported on behalf of 90 Minutes Football to say that he understands Liverpool are looking at Fulham's Antonee Robinson as they look to solve their left-back issues. I can believe that we are looking for a defender, but I don't think it's going to be Antonee Robinson, and again for a number of reasons. The first one being that I just don't think there's enough minutes for him. Like, we've got Andy Robertson, who's our starting left-back, obviously, but then we've got Costa Tsimikas, who I don't see us selling, really. And when they're both back fully fit, when's he getting minutes in the team? According to his transfer market page, he's just an out-and-out left-back. He might be able to dabble in left midfield, but I don't see us signing a player just because of that. The second reason is that Joe Gomez being deployed as a left-back so far has been fine. Like, he's been smashing the role recently. And with Robbo due back at the end of January or early February, I think we just plough through with Gomez and see what happens. If something happens to Gomez, then maybe we dip into the market, but I don't see it happening for a left-back. I think if we do sign a defender, it'll be a left-sided defender, and they'll be able to play left-sided centre-back or left-back as well. But as I say, I only think we'd do that if Joe Gomez got injured now. God forbid he doesn't. So yeah, I just don't see this one happening, really. I just don't see us signing Antonee Robinson from Fulham. The next one, again, is a defender, but it's a centre-back role. And in my opinion, this is where I think we need to strengthen the most, is the centre-back role. With Matip being injured and also having his contract expire in the summer, I do think we need to get a centre-back in. Gomez and Konate aren't as reliable as I would like them to be, and Virgil might need a rest every now and then. Kwanzaa's still young, so we definitely need another centre-back to help lighten the load, so to speak. And one centre-back we are apparently interested in is Piero Hincapié. This is the Bayer Leverkusen defender. Fabrizio Romano is actually the one who confirmed our interest in him. He reported that Liverpool are another club looking at centre-backs, but so far no contacts have taken place with Bayer Leverkusen for Piero Hincapié. And sadly, this looks like another one that's probably not going to happen, because the Bayern Leverkusen director has said that everyone stays, we won't let any players go in the winter transfer window. No January move for Tar, Hincapié, or any other players. Rolfes guarantees. Do you know what though, even without that news, I think it probably would have been very unlikely that we get him anyway. Bayern Leverkusen are currently top of the Bundesliga and they're playing amazing football under Xabi Alonso, so it just sounds like a really bad idea to sell some of your best players in January when you're playing really good football and you're top of your league. In fact, I think they're actually undefeated at the moment, and a large part of that will be thanks to their defence as well as their attack. And selling your primary defender probably doesn't sound like a great idea, regardless of the fee. If we do go for Hincapié, it's probably going to be in the summer, and it would probably take an outrageous amount of money to do so, because there's nothing like a release clause in there, so far as I'm aware. But also, this could go on for as long as they've got Xabi Alonso, because so far he's proven to be an amazing manager, so let's see if he actually does even get a move to the Premier League in the summer. So sadly, another one that's equally as unfortunate, but still. Confirmed our interest though. Now, the last one we're going to talk about is one we've just done a video on. It is Gonçalo Inácio. And in my opinion, it's the one that's most likely to happen, or at least the one that makes the most sense anyway. Now, we've actually covered Gonçalo Inácio on the channel before, and he's always a name that creeps up when you're talking about Liverpool rumours. But I think if we got this guy in the January transfer window, that would be an amazing bit of business. So if you didn't know, Gonçalo Inácio is a left-sided, left-footed centre-back that currently plays at Sporting Club Portugal. And we've got two reports here that sort of confirm our interest and suggest that we might make a move for him in January. The first one comes from Pedro Almeida, which is a bit of a hit-and-miss journalist, I think, from memory. Sometimes he gets it right on the nail, sometimes he completely misfires. But he's reporting that Liverpool are willing to pay Gonçalo Inácio's release clause in the January transfer market. He's also reported that talks that have taken place between Liverpool and Sporting, and that the Portuguese player is a priority for the English club. It also goes on to say that there's apparently a €60 million release clause in there, which is around £52 million. And it's interesting that because, as I said, I've covered them on the channel before in a defenders video, and I actually thought that that would have been removed because he did have one earlier, and maybe it was a different one, maybe it was lower originally, but he recently signed a contract extension with Sporting in the summer, and I would have thought that in a new contract extension they would have taken that out, or at least ramped up the release clause to an insane figure, especially being like one of the hottest young defenders in Europe right now. Like, he's got a lot of eyes on him, and this next article confirms that. This next article comes from CM Journal, which I think is a Portuguese news outlet. They've stated that the exit of Gonçalo Inácio in January is starting to look inevitable as Liverpool and Arsenal are pushing for his signature. They go on to state that United and Real Madrid are also attentive to the situation and echo that previous statement of a £52 million release clause being in there, and that Liverpool don't view it as that pricey. And I think that's probably accurate, to be fair. If you flash back to the summer when we were linked with the likes of Levi Colwill, Chelsea reportedly wanted to make him one of the most expensive defenders in history, and that would mean figures of up to 80 million, maybe beyond. And that's coming from a youth product at Chelsea who, save for like a good loan spell at Brighton the second half of the season, is a bit overpriced, even more so when you watch him this season. And when you compare that to a 22-year-old international level defender that's played for club and country on a number of occasions, including in some European competitions, for £52 million as a release clause, it's a bit of a no-brainer really, isn't it? Feels like a Liverpool kind of player with the fact that he's always in our rumours. Release clause, nice easy, slap the cash down, be on your way. In a couple of seasons, could make yourself a first teamer. So in my opinion, that one's the most likely. We'll have to wait and see if it happens, of course, but in my opinion, that one it's got some legs, and it's got some pretty nice legs as well. But that is going to wrap up this transfer window, so let me know if you think that Joe Gomez might leave to go to Tottenham. Let me know if you think any of the other three that might come in will end up playing in red by the end of the transfer window. And let me know what you think of them as well. Leave your comments down below, and make sure you like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. It helps out massively, and we might very much appreciate it. And also, don't forget to click the bell notification. January's going to be a very busy month for us, bringing you all the transfer rumours, so make sure you don't miss it. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. In a bit, lads.